What? I'm doing a selfie. So you do it nowadays. You gotta look like a orangutan. Yeah. Don't you see it? Yeah. Good, isn't it? Cool. Yeah. What the? I've been hacked. Who's that? I think it's got a little tipsy. I was out with me Homo erectus friends, or was it the Cro-Magnon? I can't remember that far back now. Anyway, enough fuffing about, let's get on with this thing. Hello Ark Survivors, it's Mark here and welcome here with an intro to the up and coming series Marksimus Epic Adventures. A 2-map cluster with the Sanctuary, which is the map that I've made, and the Island Ark using Ark Server Manager. On here I have 49 servers in 4 clusters. So we'll be starting on the Sanctuary Ark where we start, but the Island Ark won't be fired up until we're ready to go over there, which is sometime in the future. I have another playlist series which is single player with the Zanita, and that transferring over to the other maps, which he does practically all the maps throughout that series, about 340 videos, something like that. That's been revamped from 2019, which is being uploaded currently alongside this series, depicting how my gameplay was back then and doing a comparison. Right, the 2 highlighted servers up there are the ones I'm going to be playing on. I'm not going to be doing too much in here. I'm going to put some screenshots up in a bit so we can see the mods and settings properly. I will scroll down here just so, and you can pause it just in case you want to see what's what with it. All my servers are single player. Are set to run on the beta pre-Aquatica version, which is insane as the experimental thing is actually Aquatica. They've done it the wrong way around. This should be the main branch, but there you go, that's the way it is. And currently the Ark editor, currently version 260.1, is where you edit and make your mods, including the map. But it has assets missing, assets have been moved, and it's basically broken my ability to be able to update the map anymore. Currently at recording of this video, I mean, the editor did have little niggly problems, but there were workarounds. You can use it. And the original developers, Wildcard, don't really want anything to do with it, and to be honest I don't blame them. Yes, Aquatica, the only map that I've not purchased in the Ark series. Yes, caused way too many problems for me at the present time at least. We'll see what happens with it. Yes, the Sanctuary Ark could have done with a couple more updates, some minor iterations, but I just dare not risk it. I can still edit, I can still cook, but when it comes to uploading, it's totally changed and I'm not risking that. And to be fair, we've had Steam updates, Windows 11 updates, which is what I'm on now. It's hard to know what's what. Suffice to say, we're on the pre-Aquatica beta version at the present time. Anyway, rant over, and I'm going to scroll down. Both the Sanctuary and the Island have the same settings, identical, or should have, let's put it that way. Yes, and if you're curious, just pause it so you can have a look at the settings that I have. Most of the settings are on default. Yes, I'm not going to go in too much detail with these settings on here, but the mods and the important settings will be later in the video. Suffice to say, setting up the Ark Server Manager is really quite easy. I think most people get confused with the port forwarding, which I did to start with. The awkward thing about doing a video on that is the internet suppliers are all varied and have a different, you need to find a video that explains the system that you're actually using yourself. I'm using Gateway, which is absolutely, well, it's just superb. It's easy to use. Take time to experiment with it till you can tweak it all to how you want it. Sorted. Right, we're going to take a look at the mods that I use, and most of these I've used for years. Out of, well, loads of mods that I do have, and I tested them in the main branch, Aquatica. This is going back a while, I must admit, didn't work. Yes, out of all the mods that I tested, only 4 or 5 of them actually worked, and there was the older ones. But in the pre-Aquatica beta version, they all worked perfectly fine. So we have Jack and Jill, the character replacement mod, just makes your character look a bit better, in my opinion. And then we got Structure Plus. We're still having to put that mod in, even though it's part of the game. I'm not sure whether I'm not taking it out, let's put it that way, because everything's working fine. Dino Tracker, very useful mod indeed. Self-explanatory. The Death Inventory Keeper, an absolute game changer. So you spawn back in after you get killed, and you respawn with all your items. And the awesome Spyglass, which is awesome, gives you loads of stats on the dino, including taming requirements, etc. Very useful. Awesome teleporter, also awesome. Obviously you need a minimum of 2, so you can teleport between the teleports anywhere on your map, and this can be crafted quite early on in the game. Craftable tribute terminal is probably one of the oldest mods that I have. Can be used to transfer you and your creatures and items to other arks, even on single player. Yes, it's like having an obelisk anywhere you want it to be, and you can have multiple terminals across your map. Yes, Advanced 10 is a crafting station basically with alternatives to be able to craft. The same with Mr. Rad Tools content pack. Both those mods are absolutely superb, and the human NPC mod, by far the best or most reliable NPC mod. Absolutely love this mod. Adds a new dimension to the game. Yes, the Elite Dragon mod, basically a free roaming boss dragon that flies around the map. Tribute transfer, so you can transfer element and other untransferable items, including trophies and artifacts. And my favourite mod of all time, the simple spawners. You can add creatures, add foliage, add beacons, otherwise known as supply drops, and loot crates, as well as bosses, even though I've found that some of them don't work properly, and other scenarios like meteorite showers and extinction type orbital drops. But any scenario to get to work, you will need the map that it comes from installed. The versatile rafts mod, upgraded rafts, and that can reverse. Yeah, handsome wardrobe, which is a separate part of the Jack and Jill character replacement mod, and loaded separately. Only has one set of clothing skins, Raiders of the Lost Ark style, but I like the box, which is the wardrobe. It's a really pretty box. Yeah. Glass metal mod, which is again one of the oldest mods that I've used, goes back years. Ecotech decor. Now there's a lot of eco stuff, but I'll use this in the more modern era later on in the game. I just like the style. A decor mod, but with functional attributes to the items. Now the next 3 mods, the uptech stuff, I find a bit cheaty. It's very powerful weapons and armor that you can use quite early in the game. It was a fantastic mod for me testing my Sanctuary Ark with. You'll see that in action with my exploration videos of the Sanctuary Ark. I don't use it that much within this series, but I do when I'm placing the simple spawner bosses and what have you, because I can get around the map really quick with it. Even though it's within the series, I step out the series in a proper gameplay, still recording what I do, so it is part of the series as such. Yeah, all clock, just a novelty. You can set the time to the game time or to real time. I set it to real time. I'm wandering about the base wherever it's placed, and I can keep an eye on the time. Yeah, the industrial freezers, an upgraded version of the freezers or fridges, which are used mostly in the early game, can become obsolete later on in the game. Oh, the recycle is an absolute game changer. That thing can recycle anything, including ascendant items you might pick up in a loot crate, and you've got to be careful with it because that gives a lot of resource. A bit cheaty. Oh, I can't do with that thing now. It can save time, and it certainly reduces the grind. Ark Evolved is a strange one. This one, it don't work in a single player, but it works on the server. I have no idea why. Yes, it's based on the buggy, which was a bit dodgy in the first place. It's not perfect, but it's fun. Yeah, very useful. Upgrade my dino so you can change various stats for your dino, including imprinting and all sorts. I only really use it to change the colour of my tame dinos. Absolutely superb. And the dino mind wipe, you can basically change all your settings on your dino, so if you make a mistake or you want to use it for something different, your tame dinos that is. So yeah, very useful. And last but not least, Ozocraft building mod. My favourite building mod for sure. I've used quite a few over the years. I just like the style of it. Just a personal preference. Now this may change this list over time. We'll see what happens there. Yes, highly recommend that you check them out. Just go to the Steam Workshop and type in any of this that's on view, and you can check them out. Right, just a quick look at some of the settings that I use. Yeah, the first 2 are quite important. Maximum dino level and difficulty offset come in a pair. This will give you dino spawns between 5 and 150, and I find that far more balanced than any other setting, including default settings. Yes, XP multiply experience points gained 5 times more than normal, set at 5. Taming speed the same, you're 5 times quicker taming. Now you can set these settings as you wish, but I find this a nice balance. All the mating and baby stuff I've found that about the right balance for my gameplay. It's only relevant if you're going to do breeding. Now the item stack side I did have too, but it can interfere in the later game with tech storage. I found that to be the case. Yeah, I've just changed the crop decay speed, crop growth and harvest amount there to what I think is a good balance. Hair growth, however, is set to really low, and with that setting it takes ages for your hair to grow, which I just prefer. But if you want the hair resource, then you don't want it that low. Player food drain, the water drain, stamina drain a 0.7. But basically you don't need to eat so much or drink so much water, and your stamina lasts a bit longer. I did try 0.5, but that was it was way out of balance for me anyway. Health recovery speed, I've upped that to 2.0. Basically I've doubled the speed of our recovery, but it doesn't really make a tremendous amount of difference. The day cycle speed and daytime speed at 0.5, which basically doubles the length of the day. Yeah, more daylight. Nighttime speed, however, set to 2.0, which halves the length of the night. But the lighting on the Sanctuary Ark is set so that you can see at night time anyway, so probably not necessary on the Sanctuary side of things. Yes, inside the Tribute Terminal, when you transfer in creatures and items, there's obviously a limit, but I've altered the limits, but you have to be extremely careful when you alter that. So the maximum dinos, I think was 20 originally, I can go 50, and the maximum tribute items I think were 50, can't remember now, but now put that to 80. Though I rarely transfer dinos through the tribute, I usually use cryopods, keep them on me. Now, supplier loot quality set to 5 makes some heck of a difference to the loot drops and loot crates. You can still get some crappy stuff, but for the most part you can get some really high level stuff. You certainly get more ascendant stuff, and especially as you go through the game. Now I've found setting that to 4 or 5 gives the sort of balance of the game that I like, and presently I don't really do a lot of fishing. Fishing loot quality is set to 1. That may change though. Yes, and those bottom few settings there, self-explanatory. For S Plus to work properly, you've got to set that to allow. I have the corpse locator visible. I allow flying speed to be active within game, so you can increase the flying speed just like you can with health and stamina, etc. I rarely build in caves, but I do have the option to build in if I so wish. Mind you, some of the caves on the Sanctuary Ark are designed to be built in. Yes, I've got disable friendly fire. Now I usually have that set when I'm playing with other people, but I'm not sure if you can out your own dino, so I've set it to disabled so we don't kill our own creatures, if that's even possible. Obviously there's a lot more settings that you can alter, but these are the ones that I've actually changed. Well, hopefully that's improved the understanding of the settings that I use. It's very different to the Zanita single player settings, although in that series they do change a lot as I'm going through the series. Yeah, starts off mostly default and then improve as my knowledge improves throughout the series. That was back in 2019. This series, however, starts in December of 2025. Well, if you're still with us, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the up and coming series. Oh yes, yes indeed.